There's no way this person is Ghostface. Let's talk a little bit about it. Hey everybody, I'm Killjoy Jake, and instead of having friends, I have horror movies. If you're excited for upcoming horror flicks like me, then make sure to like this video and subscribe for more update videos just like this one. Also, the best way to support this page is by becoming a channel member or Patreon supporter, where you'll get exclusive review videos. Patreon supporters can check out trailer reactions that I can't post here on YouTube. Thank you to everyone who keeps me in business. Now let's get into the updates. The Creep Tapes just wrapped up its second season, and somehow they made it even weirder and maybe more uncomfortable than it's ever been before. Season 2 not only pushes major boundaries, but also expands the Peach Fuzz lore in unexpected ways. There were a few things, especially in that final episode, that made us rethink everything we know about Peach Fuzz as a killer. If you're hungry like the wolf for more tapes, it sounds like Season 3 is already underway. Mark Duplass, the Creep himself, recently tweeted out that they've already shot 2 episodes of Season 3. Mark also posted this video to Twitter recently.
You may be wondering why I have this beautiful soul patch on. I can't explain too much about it, but here's what I can say. Today we are starting Season 3 of the Creep Tapes filming. Oh man. This is gonna be a good day.
I love how this character changes his appearance with each of the tapes. It kind of gives you the idea of this like passage of time before, or maybe like a tape that happens later on happened way earlier than the one previously. I don't know why I smacked the microphone around. The soul patch, however, is giving me chill surfer dude vibes who slowly turns evil as the tape goes along. Peach Fuzz on the beach, that writes itself, man. The ocean really is the world's tubby time after all. You can check out all 6 of the new tapes over on Shudder or AMC Plus, and Season 3 is likely to drop sometime in November of 2026. I cannot wait for more. The release date for Ready or Not 2, Here I Come, has been bumped up by 2 weeks, now to March 27th. This is a much bigger weekend for the box office as it falls right before Easter. So with the holiday, folks might be going out to the cinema to see something new. Or in this case, a bunch of rich people exploding into blood again. This is an obvious choice from the studio after the trailer for Ready or Not 2 garnered a ton of attention. The sequel's trailer reportedly received 68 million views just in its first day, showing that this is one of the most anticipated horror sequels coming in the new year. And we're getting it exactly a month after Scream 7. Okay, let's fucking go, baby. The sequel is now slated to go up against Warner Brothers' thriller They Will Kill You, starring Deadpool 2's Zazie Beetz. The film follows a woman who answers an ad to work as a housekeeper in a mysterious New York high-rise. She doesn't realize that in this building there has been a number of disappearances lately, however. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it's literally my job to keep up with upcoming horror flicks, and I have never heard of this before. Nocturna, the subsidiary behind this production, hasn't really done any marketing for the flick either. That picture I just used a second ago was Zazie Beetz from something else. So even though Warner Brothers had a spectacular year in 2025 for horror releases, I think they're likely going to move this date. They don't want that heat. They ain't gonna win that fight, I promise. I'm excited to see Ron 2 Hick next year, and that is only what I'm going to be referring to Ready or Not 2 Here I Come from now on, because it's really funny. It would be really funny, I think, if everyone joined me in only calling the sequel Ron 2 Hick from now on. The runtimes for the final 4 episodes of Stranger Things have been released. Let's talk a little bit about if you can actually binge all of Volume 2 before you have to wake up for work the next morning. Releasing at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Christmas Day, December 25th, Chapter 5 Shock Jock runs an hour and 8 minutes, Chapter 6 Escape from Camazotz runs an hour and 15 minutes, and Chapter 7 The Bridge is only an hour and 6 minutes. That's only like 3.5 hours. You'll get to bed before midnight. Sleep is for the weak anyways. Who cares about being a responsible adult when you can watch Steve Harrington sacrifice himself for either Dustin or Nancy, but not Jonathan? The series finale, Chapter 8 The Right Side Up, releases on New Year's Eve and runs 2 hours and 8 minutes. I'm pretty sure that it will be released at 8 p.m. Eastern Time as well, as that's when I'm going to be seeing it in the theaters. Don't worry, I'll be filming my immediate reaction walking out. I'll likely have tears streaming down my face. Look out for that before the ball drops. One of the 2 Duffer brothers, Ross, posted about the next 3 episodes involving Volume 2, saying Shock Jock picks up moments after the end of Sorcerer. Frank Darabont is back, but he flexes very different muscles on this one than he did on Turnbow Trap. It's far darker and far scarier. Escape from Camazotz is Sean Levy's return to the director's chair. It's the biggest episode of the 3, and the performances make us cry every time we watch it. The Bridge, we co-directed this one with Sean Levy. Don't want to say too much, but aside from the finale, it's probably the most emotional chapter of the season. I have already accepted that Steve Harrington will die in season 5, so that when it does happen, I won't feel as bad, or if it doesn't happen, I'll be super relieved. If you want to adopt this mentality to get through the holiday season, you absolutely can. Are you guys excited for the rest of Stranger Things 5? It is imminent, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know down in the comments. The Scream 7 cast is friggin' gigantic, so you think the murder mystery would be even crazier this time around. I know a lot of us have Anna Camp pinned down as our killer, who likely is, let's be honest, that first trailer didn't want to show us her at all, but there are other characters we still haven't seen yet, like whoever the fuck Mark Consuelos is playing, allegedly Robbie Rivers. That name sounds made up to me, but maybe it's not. We already know a little bit about his character as well. He's going to serve as some sort of opposition to Gale Weathers, possibly a news reporter from a different station. I smell an enemies to lovers arc here, but what do I know? Consuelos currently co-hosts the Live with Kelly and Mark show. His co-host and wife, Kelly Ripa, says that he's kept his true role in the film under wraps, and she even jokes with EW that she suspects he's the killer this time around. It's honestly not too outlandish of a guess, as it's very similar to a certain Ghostface from the past. In Scream 2, Mrs. Loomis posed as Debbie Salt, a reporter wannabe who seemed to be a major fan of Miss Weathers. Not only would it be really disappointing to have another character just like that become the killer because it's just way too similar to Scream 2, but I also just think if this character, this Robbie Rivers, is someone who's trying to jettison Gale Weathers and her Meek Martin camera crew out of the city of Pine Grove so that he can take over the story, that just doesn't sound like Ghostface behavior. We already know a lot about this killer based on the trailer, as he or she teases over the phone to Sydney that they grew up together in Woodsboro. Whether that's true or not, it seems like this Ghostface cares a lot about legacy, as well as something from the past. If you're that killer, wouldn't your main targets be like Gale and Sydney versus literally anybody else here? I strongly doubt that Mark Consuelos is playing a Debbie Salt kind of character, but I do imagine that he's going to be a red herring, which is likely why he's being super secretive outside of the NDA, of course. Like I was saying earlier, enemies to lovers, I think that's exactly what we're doing with Gale Weathers here, giving her someone she can actually love too. Like her and Dewey were never going to work, even though they did have that mutual attraction, but here's somebody who's also career driven. They say opposites attract, but maybe in this case, you know, they're just so similar that they can make something work. Or Robbie gets beheaded.
Beheadings?
Yes, Chad, beheadings.
Beheadings!
So which update from today's video had you the most excited? Do you think that Robbie Rivers is our killer in Scream 7? Let me know your thoughts on all of these things down in the comments below. Thank you all again for watching. Please subscribe, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.